Governor General on island for the annual hospital visit. The Minister of Agriculture hearing the cries of Grand Bahama residents. And a man stabbed overnight.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Good evening, all. I'm Shashina Roll-Farquharson. As always, it is so great to have you with us. Topping news, the Public Hospitals Authority welcoming the Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas this morning for her 20th annual visit to the island's premier healthcare facility. Healthcare officials and the general public were welcomed in attendance for this occasion.
The red carpet rolled out for the Governor General's 20th annual visit to the Rand Memorial Hospital. Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, commending the efforts of executive management and all staff of the Grand Bahama Health Services for their dedicated and quality service.
The Grand Bahama Healthcare Services is to be commended for maintaining the high level of service. And I am confident that you will continue to use every opportunity to improve the delivery of excellent healthcare service to those in need, so that the Grand Bahama will be able to boast of the quality of services provided.
Dame Marguerite also noting the robust volunteer program that continues to support the Grand Bahama Health Services. She says that volunteerism is a concept which uplifts those that serve and those who receive.
I am sure that this facility and the wider community appreciate the services provided by the volunteers, who also so kindly give of themselves to help others. I thank them for their outstanding dedicated support, and I encourage them to continue and do all to develop the concept even further.
This year's visit held under the theme, A Very Special Christmas. Her Excellency says that this is indeed a time to be thankful and express gratitude for all of the blessings we have here in the Bahamas.
As we celebrate, we have the wonderful opportunities to engage meaningfully with each other in living out the meaning of Christmas. In these contexts, we have to remember to be thankful for all the blessings which have been received and here in Grand Bahama and all across our archipelago. We have much to be thankful for. One major example is that, unlike last year, we have been spared the ravages of hurricane.
Her Excellency admonishing Bahamians to be mindful of the purpose of celebration during this Christmas season.
In that context, let us, in reverence and in joy, celebrate the arrival of in our midst of the great Redeemer, from whom flows the strength and the will which can support us, not only in our personal lives, but also in our thrusts toward making these facilities the best for all of Grand Bahama and the other nearby communities.
The Governor General, along with guests attending the annual visit, were treated to the melodic sounds of the Grand Bahama Christian Academy Choir. Following the brief ceremony, the Governor General was taken on the traditional tour of the facilities at the Rand Memorial Hospital. She also visited the new Freeport Community Clinic located at the IAT building. Megan Shepard, ZNS Network News.
While the Minister of Health, the Honorable Dr. Dwayne Sands, also in attendance for the Governor General's visit. Dr. Sands using the opportunity to update Her Excellency, the Most Honorable Dame Marguerite Pinling, on the developments in the healthcare system on Grand Bahama.
We also saw the procurement of relevant equipment and instruments, for example, to facilitate gastroenterological surgical procedures. I am pleased to report that planning is in progress to expand our outpatient specialty clinics so that by 2019 we will include oncology, men's health, and adolescent health.
The minister also noting the opening of the new Freeport Community Clinic, which will host a number of healthcare programs and clinics. He says additional infrastructural developments are underway to continue to advance healthcare on this northern island.
The now vacant areas resulting from the relocated outpatient services will be redesigned to establish a private ward service within the Rand Memorial Hospital. Your Excellency, ladies and gentlemen, construction of the new kitchen and cafeteria and the connecting mall corridor is in progress, and I am advised will soon be completed. The decanted kitchen and cafeteria spaces will be redeveloped to construct a new 8-bedded public ward, inclusive of an intensive care unit expansion and an isolation room. We also propose to construct a physician's on-call suite.
Well, nurses on Grand Bahama calling that strike vote yesterday a success. Local nurses cast ballots in the training center at the Rand Memorial Hospital with a total of 125 out of 167 eligible nurses voting. Now, we can tell you that 122 nurses voted yes, 2 no, and there was 1 spoiled ballot. The strike vote came after the Public Hospitals Authority announced that the new shift system, which was set to be implemented on December 10th, was deferred. Nurses say there are a number of outstanding matters that need to be addressed, including outstanding pay. And there are new developments tonight in the controversy involving the confiscation of imported meat. Now, in this report, the Minister of Agriculture says in the interim, a greater focus will be placed on public education. Minister of Agriculture Michael Pintard hearing the cries of many residents who shared that they were unaware of the enforced policy by the Ministry of Agriculture that speaks to the importation of meat. Last week, several residents spoke to ZNS News about having their imported meat confiscated by the department for one reason or the other. While Pintard contends that this law is not new, he says he understands that many may be going through a rough time, and with the upcoming holidays, it is not his desire for the ministry to confiscate meat from travelers who are not informed about this policy. As a result, he says a public relations campaign will take place to educate residents, and he has instructed the department to relax these enforcement policies until further notice has been given.
I have had a meeting with the staff in Grand Bahama along with the permanent secretary and directed the staff to relax those controls with respect to the importation of meat in Grand Bahama until such time as we have completed an education program of the public, placed the signage required at the airport and at the harbor so that Bahamians who are departing from the Bahamas to the U.S. would clearly understand what the requirements are.
He adds that the policy will only be relaxed for those importing meat for personal use.
So we're going to do everything possible to make sure that persons have a wonderful holiday season as we clarify the laws for the community, and as we explain to others who may not be aware that these laws that have been in place for a very long time, that we explain how they ought to govern themselves as they travel.
During this time, he says the staff at the Ministry of Agriculture will work with residents, and if for any reason imported meat have to be confiscated, residents will be given time to claim their property.
A part of exercising discretion means giving persons an opportunity. If they have misplaced their receipt, if some step in the process was not followed to the letter of the law, that we give them an opportunity to redeem their goods. And so I've made it crystal clear to team members, give members of the public a reasonable time that they are able to redeem their product if the violation is not an egregious one.
The Ministry of Agriculture on Grand Bahama has come under attack recently for enforcing this policy. However, the minister is applauding the staff for doing their job, but he says if anyone is caught acting untoward, there will be consequences.
We appreciate your efforts as well, and I do not want for a moment to give the impression that all of the claims that have been made are in fact valid claims, because some of them are simply not. That in the event that anyone has concrete information about any team member doing something unethical or illegal, please get in contact with us right away so that we are able to address this matter. To date, I've not seen any evidence to that effect.
In news from the crime beat, police on Grand Bahama are actively investigating a stabbing incident taking place outside a fast food restaurant near the International Bazaar last evening. Reports are that shortly after 8 p.m., the victim was involved in an argument with an employee, and sometime later in the parking lot, the victim was approached by two men and the victim was stabbed about the body. He was taken to the hospital where he is currently detained. However, his condition is not known at this time. Now, reports say a 19-year-old male of Sea Grape 8 Mile Walk is assisting police with their investigations. Meantime, the Royal Bahamas Police Force Firearm Licensing Unit sending a serious message tonight to individuals who own legal firearms. Jay Philippe has the details.
If you are a holder of a firearm license, you are advised that the deadline for renewal is fast approaching. Randy Lewis, Firearm License Officer of Grand Bahama District, says you should get it done now.
The licensing starts the 1st of November every year. We urge persons to come before the 31st of December. The 31st of December, our license expires. You are given a grace period of 14 days. Anyone who has not licensed their firearms by the 14th of December, come the 15th of December 2019, there will be a $50 late fee for our license.
Being in possession of an unlicensed firearm is a criminal offense. The detective sergeant said there will be strict consequences for individuals who do not act in accordance with the law.
We don't want to have an unlicensed firearm. You know, it's an offense to be in possession of an unlicensed firearm. So you'll pay $50 late fee, and also we would collect your firearm from you. And you know, to be in possession of a licensed firearm is a arrestable offense. So we would urge persons to come and license your firearm.
The process of renewing firearm license is quick and easy, and it really takes little to no time to complete.
The renewal is very simple. Once they come, you bring your firearms so I can inspect the firearm. I write up a receipt. You bring your exact change. I write you up a receipt. Normally the process takes about 2 days.
I'm Jay Philippe, ZNS Network News.
You're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Stay with us. There's more news right after this break.